Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 5.4, Notes. Today we're going to be talking about applications of linear systems with two variables. Our learning target today is to be able to solve applicational problems involving systems of equations in two variables by using substitution or elimination. So if you guys want to go ahead and get started, we've got all of our steps down for solving word problems. And let's start going over these. Okay, so the first thing when we're reading is we need to identify. Okay, you have to identify the unknown variable and assign variables to them. Okay, whether it's X or Y, A or B, however you want to do it. Okay, step 2 is to set up. You need to set up two equations. Okay, when you're looking at this, you're reading problems, totals are going to go after the equal sign. Okay, step 3 is to solve. You're going to solve the system by using substitution or elimination. And then the final thing is to label your answer with correct units. If you need to continue to write those down, go ahead and pause the video real quick. Otherwise, we are going to move on to lesson number 1. All right, example number 1. Bill and Anita each wanted to improve the look of their yards by planting lilies and shrubs. So they bought their supplies from the same store. Bill bought 9 lilies and 6 shrubs for a total of $162. Anita bought 2 lilies and 2 shrubs for a total of $42. What is the cost of each lily and shrub? Okay, so step number 1 is to label. Okay, so we need an X and a Y. Normally, when I'm doing this, whatever comes first, that'll be my X and then my Y. So my X is going to be the lilies and Y is going to be the shrubs. So in case you don't know, lily's a type of flower, and a shrub, it's kind of like a bush or something like that. So they're all talking about gardening. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Our first sentence with information is right there. Okay, so circle the information: 9 lilies, 6 shrubs, total of $162. So using our variables, 9x plus 6y, the total is 162. So we got all of that just from reading that first sentence. Now, looking at the second one, okay, 2 lilies, 2 shrubs, $42. So 2 lilies plus 2 shrubs equals $42. Okay, now, are we going to do substitution or elimination? Okay, since everything's kind of lined up, or you can see the y's are together and the x's are together, that's a sign that we're going to do elimination. So, what are we going to cancel, the x's or the y's? So you guys be like, well, let's cancel the x's. So if we were going to cancel the x's, we would need to find the LCM. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, so we found it, but we'd have to multiply both of them. Let's look at the x's, okay? The x's, we have 6 and 2. We've already got one. And we'd only have to multiply the bottom, okay? So it's good to double check which one you can eliminate the easiest, okay? Because we're going to multiply the bottom by 3, and we need that to cancel, so it's going to be a negative 3. So when you multiply that out, you get negative 6x minus 6y equals Now, if you don't know what 42 times negative 3 is, you need to write that down, okay? Negative 126. It's okay to do side work on these problems. I'm going to write the original problem down from the top. Okay, so your y's cancel. We get 3x equaling, once again, side work, 162 minus 126. If you need to borrow, 12 minus 6 is 6, 5 minus, so we get 36. And to get the x all by itself, x equals 12. Okay, so now we're going to plug back into an original equation. Use whichever one's easiest. I'm going to use that bottom one. Make sure you're plugging in for the correct variable. 2 times 12 is 24. So subtract 24 to both sides. And get 2y equals up. 42 minus 24, again, borrow. And divide by 2. And you get y equals 9. Okay? Now, you're not done because we didn't label anything. All right? So, we've got lilies equal $12, and the shrubs equal $9. Okay? So since that's our final answer, go ahead and make sure that's in box. And that's it. All right. I want you to set up example number 2. So see if you can get I want you to get the labels, and then see if you can set up the equation. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video. Whoops. Pause the video and see how you do. Okay, so just remember that each sentence, so Nora, right here, that's a sentence, and then it matches up with an equation. Okay, same thing, each sentence matches up with an equation. Okay, now we need to cancel, and to do that, we're going to multiply, because I'm going to get rid of my x's because they're the same. I just need one of them to be negative. So I'm going to multiply the top by -1. The bottom stays the same. And let's start doing this, okay? Your x's cancel out. Now we get 3y equals -92 plus 152. So 152 minus 92, borrow, and to get 3y equals 60. And then to get the y by itself, you divide both sides by 3, and we get y equals 20. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, we're back. So y equals 20. And now all we're going to do is plug that into one of the original equations. You can pick whichever one looks easiest. I'm going to do the top one because it's got slightly smaller numbers. Oh. So equals 92. 13x plus 60 equals 92. I'm going to subtract both sides by up 13. Mr. Grice, what are you doing? By 60. Let's see. What did I do wrong? Because that's supposed to... See, you guys gotta yell at me, okay? I can't hear you. 2 times 20 right here is 40. So you're subtracting both sides by 40. And we get 13x equals 52. Okay, divide by 13. X equals 4. Okay, so the last thing we have to do is to label everything. So the blueberry pies equal $4, and the pumpkin pies equal $20. Okay, and then all you gotta do, put a pretty little box around your answer. Okay, all right, number 3. The sum of two numbers is 47 and their difference is 15. Set up and solve a system of equations, and then what are the two numbers? Okay, so we have the first number and the second number. Okay, one is x and one is y. So it's saying that the sum means to add two numbers is an equal sign 47. Okay, so the sum of two numbers is 47. Their difference means to subtract, is 15. So then when you subtract those numbers, it's 15. What are the two numbers? Okay, so the nice thing about this is we would do elimination, correct? Look at your y's. They're already opposites, okay? So we can add these up. Your y's cancel right away. And now x plus x is 2x equals 62. To get the y by itself, you have to divide by 2, or to get the x by itself. Off to the side, guys, if you can't do that in your heads, 2 goes into 6 3 times. Drop down your 2, and 2 goes into 2 once. So x equals 31. Okay, and now to find out what y is, I'd use that top equation because there's less negatives. 31 plus y equals 47. And you get y equals, what is it? 16. Okay, so for this one, you would only need to write the two numbers are 31 and 16. All right, example number 4. Why don't you guys go ahead and see if you can set it up. Don't be scared because there's negatives. Pause the video, please. Okay, so there are your two equations. First sentence, first equation. Second sentence, second equation. All right, now let's go ahead. We can set this up for elimination right away because our x's or our y's cancel. We add up, we get 2x. Now, with this right here, the 20.4 plus 3.6, when you are doing this, you need to make sure to line up your decimals. Okay, and now just add. 4 plus 6 is 10. There we go. So we get 24. 2x equals 24. Divide both sides by 2. And we get x equals 12. Okay, so go ahead and plug into the easier equation. 12 plus y equals 20.4. Got to subtract both sides by 12. And I'm going to add a decimal right there just so I can get the variable by itself, or to line everything up. Okay, because 4 minus 0 is 4. I have to borrow. 10 minus 2 is 8. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. So 8.4. So the two numbers are 12 and 8.4. All right, example number 5. It says Maya is 12 years older than her cousin Juan. If the sum of their ages is 62, how old are they? Now, this is the only time where I would not use x's and y's, just because it might be a little confusing. So, I'm going to use an m for Maya's age, and a j for Juan's age. So, let's look at the first sentence. Maya is 12 years older than her cousin Juan. Okay, so Maya is. Okay, remember, is equals, so we're already started with m equals. 12 years older than her cousin Juan. Okay, older means more. More than means we need to switch those two. Okay, so we're going to do 1 plus 12. Okay, remember that there's a list of the words in the classroom about what they mean. Okay, if the sum of their ages, so sum is plus is 62, how old are they? So the sum of their ages, which means we add them up, is 62. How old are they? Now, we're not going to be using elimination here because the m is all by itself. Okay? Whoa, let's get that back. So we're going to be plugging that in for m. Whoa. There we go. Okay. So when you plug that in, plus j equals 62, you're plugging in j plus 12. Okay? And there's nothing to distribute, so we can start getting into combining like terms. So we would have 2j plus 12 equals 62. And then you just go through and solve it. Okay? This is nothing new that we're doing right here. Okay, 2j equals 50, and divide both by 2. 1 equals 25. Okay, so now plug back in. M equals the 25 plus 12, so Maya is 37. So the very end, Maya is 37 years old, and Juan is 25 years old. And then circle your answer. All right, example number 6. See if you guys can set it up and finish it off. We'll put the answers up in just a minute. Okay, so there are the two equations. Let's let's go through and get our information. So the Blazers won 9 more than the Warriors, okay? More than, and then we have to switch the order. Okay, that's one sentence. The sum of both teams is 35. Okay, so that's where the second equation comes from. Now, go ahead and solve it, and then the answers will be up in just a second. Okay, and then there are your answers. Now, if you have any specific questions on how to solve that problem, come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, that's it for Algebra 2, Chapter 5.4 notes. Thanks for watching.